This is gonna be the first impressions video. Normally, how I make these videos, I record them from my room. That way I'm able to edit them, have some peace and quiet. However, where I'm at, the walls are super thin. And I know my neighbors are gonna be able to hear me. And I'm gonna be speaking on Cuba. I don't wanna say something they may disagree with. Next thing you know, I get a knock on my door, like, hey, what'd you say about my country? So I'm gonna make this video, it's gonna be a one take. We're gonna do this in one take. I'm gonna walk and talk. First off, let me give a disclaimer. I've mainly been in the downtown area, so the videos and footage you've seen, mainly downtown, Havana Central. There's way more to the city than the downtown area, but that's where I've been at most of my time. So I just want to throw that out there. Let's get into the first point, first impression. You guys can't tell on screen, but it's super humid. Super hot, super humid. I'm here in July. It's the hottest time, one of the hottest times of the year because it's summer in Cuba. I believe the hottest month is, let me get away from the music. The hottest month is August, next month. So I guess you could say I'm in the second hottest month, but it's crazy. It reminds me of the humidity in Barranquilla, Cartagena, basically the northern part of Colombia. If you've been there, oh man, it's no better here. I think it might just be a Caribbean thing because in the DR it was crazy hot. In Puerto Rico it was crazy hot. So it just might be a Caribbean thing, but I'm starting to get used to it. That's the first one, crazy hot. Second one is a buddy told me this, and he was talking about how like here in Cuba, it's like it's a whole new world, man. Like you're really going back in time. Definitely, if you couldn't tell from some of the videos, definitely going back in time when it comes to, and also it's like the culture shock. Visiting Cuba has really been a culture shock. I've been to many countries in the Spanish-speaking world, and usually, they're different, but then they have a lot of similarities. So a lot of those similarities tend to overlap when it comes to like the food, the music, the language, some of the cultural aspects. So it hasn't really been a culture shock for me. But this Spanish-speaking country, oh yeah, 100% culture shock. So, like for another example is when you come here, you're not gonna see any McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, Popeyes. You're rarely gonna see any American chains, whereas many other countries, you're gonna see that. But here, not so much. Also the cars, the old school vehicles. I mean, some of you guys, if you've been to the Dominican Republic and you've seen some of the cars there, shout out to the DR, man, shout out to the DR. But if you've seen some of the guaguas there, the old public buses, public taxis, if you think those are a little dingy and old, you ain't seen nothing yet. Another point is the internet. Getting internet is it's not as easy. You have to get a scratch ticket, basically, then walk outside into the humidity, and then, I go to a park somewhere to get Wi-Fi. Now, hotels have Wi-Fi, and also, I will admit, things are starting to change here. They do have locations and places and like apartments that have Wi-Fi, so I'm sure it's not as bad as it used to be, but just in general, it's not as convenient as some other places. So that's another thing. The Wi-Fi is just, you're just not as connected. But again, things are changing, and I will say I've had pretty much constant Wi-Fi, and I'll explain this in other videos how I was able to do it, and we'll talk about it. And last but not least, the lifestyle, man. I've seen, pizza look good. I've seen like poverty and stuff like that in some of these other countries. Man, here it's like, it's on another level here. And when it comes to the rationing, oh man, where I'm staying at, it's hard to explain. It's hard to explain. It's just that they have to ration a lot of the items here, which makes them more expensive. For example, like a bottle of water, personal bottle of water. Can I go this way? A personal bottle of water, which is like, I go this way, which is like 500 milliliters. I've seen prices from around 100 to 150 pesos, which according to the official rate is like $4 to $6. Like a little personal size bottle of water. And then the larger ones, I think it's 2 liter. There are 2 liters, or maybe 1 liter, matter of fact. They're around 200 to 250 pesos. That's like $8-9 according to the official rate. So crazy. And this is the local spot, because when I go buy water, the locals are all lining up. And I'm sure if you go to the supermarket and you buy them in packages of like 6, 8, you know, they're cheaper per bottle, but just overall, man, that's pretty crazy. And some of you guys, you may have noticed I said official rate. I'm gonna explain that in future videos too. Why? Just keep in mind that, like some of these other countries, if you've been to Argentina, it's similar to like one in Argentina. You can get there's the official rate, and then in Argentina there's a blue dollar rate. You have something similar here. You got the official rate, and you have some other rates. So, but I put the official rate prices on screen, but just keep in mind, you may not, oh, there's a car coming. You may not pay those prices, depending on how you exchange. Just let me let them pass. Hey, hola, hola, hey, yeah. All right, another point is the safety. I want to say Cuba feels safe to me. Now I know like the architecture and the scenery may not seem like it. You know, you got the rundown buildings over here. At night, man, it's very low lighting, so it feels a little funny. But just the vibe, from what I understand, it's safe, especially from what people are saying. I'm guessing because the government kind of, you know, they don't play that basically, from what I understand. I'll give you an example. I went to one of the beaches nearby, and man, my first time seeing this, and I've been to many countries that have beaches, but it's my first time seeing where people will leave their stuff on the sand and then go out to the beach and leave their things unattended. I saw that multiple times here. When I was walking, I went to a beach nearby called Santa Maria. There's gonna be a video of that as well. But they left there. When I was walking along the sand looking for a spot, I saw many purses and items just sitting there on the sand with no one nearby. They were in the water chilling. And I was like, wow, that caught me off guard, because you'll barely see that in pretty much all the countries you've seen on my channel. So, and then also in the neighborhoods, you know, at night, people leave their doors open. People are out in the street, so it comes across as relatively safe. All right, we got 2 more. First one, and I'm gonna preface this by saying that, one, I love cocktails, and so do Cubans. Oh man, I believe the daiquiri and the mojito was invented here. And so when it comes to mixology, when it comes to mixing drinks, oh man, they'll put rum in anything. And then the menus, usually when you go to a restaurant, you'll see a menu that has the food, you know, what they're serving for lunch. But here in Cuba, you have that, but then right next to it, you have a menu of cocktails. Just a full list of cocktails. Just mojitos, daiquiris, a whole bunch of other drinks I'm not familiar with, Cubanitos, Cuba Libres. I mean, just a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, it's they don't mess around when it comes to the cocktails and the mixed drinks. But I'm loving that. And then last but not least, this is I need to touch on this one. The people here, I'm gonna go around this way. The people here are super friendly. Super friendly. It reminded me of my time in I'll go this way. It reminded me of my time when I was in Brazil. You know, the Brazilians were super friendly, super open, dancing in the street, you know, very joyful. I mean, if people here in Cuba, if they spoke Portuguese, I would think I'm in an island off the coast of Brazil, because it reminded me of that. It gave me those vibes when I was in Brazil. Definitely super friendly. When I was at the airport and I arrived, man, I came with US dollars, and I wasn't able to exchange them at the official place. I'm good now, but I wasn't able to exchange them at the official place. And so I was kind of stuck I met a Cuban lady, man. She hooked me up, she helped me out. She took me all around the airport. I mean, she went out of her way. Where normally, I think, some people in that same situation, they would just be like, oh, you're out of luck. You know, figure it out, tourists. But nah, she took care of me. The only thing I want to point out to that is the people are super friendly, but then they have people who will use that friendliness to try to get over. So that's the thing you have to be mindful of. It's somebody, and it's kind of hard because when somebody's friendly, you don't know, oh, that's just them being them, or if they're trying to get one over on you. At least in the downtown area, maybe outside of the tour zone, it'll change, more authenticity, less people trying to get over on you. But at least over here, oh man, and the locals will tell you. I've had locals tell me, hey, be careful. People here are nice, but they'll, people use that to your advantage. I think they call them, they have a name in every country. I think here they call them like jinteros or something like that. I forgot the actual term. But those are the people that are trying to get over, and they're searching for tourists. So that's something to know. But that's it, man. That's the first impressions video right there. Hopefully you guys heard me clearly. You get a lot of music. Hopefully I wasn't mumbling and bumbling, because this is all in one take. Got a lot of sensory around, things going on, people staring. So far, that's it. Everything has been going well. Oh man, these guys blocked my view. Come on, fellas. Oh man, lovely right there. I don't know if the camera picked that up. But so far, so good, man. I plan to get out this area a little bit more, check out some other spots. Havana has been cool. Havana Centro, like I said, people friendly. Definitely been a huge culture shock. Oh, okay, it's pretty loud. Hold on, give me 1 second. It's pretty loud over here. Okay, it's good. I think they stopped. Yeah, huge culture shock. These ideas, these thoughts are subject to change. Keep that in mind. This is just my first impression so far. I plan to explore a little bit more, but anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and end it right here. I appreciate you guys watching. Hope the videos helped you. Hope you guys were entertained by it. And I'm gonna catch you guys at the next one. Deuces.